Bonking 101 Part 2. We have a VIP guest here who's going to introduce herself. Matter of fact, I'm going to have Ashley introduce her and set this story up because I think the world, the whole triathlon community needs to know what happened to you twice. Go ahead, Ashley. Introduce her.
This is Jan Ashad, who I affectionately call my mom because she is old enough to be my mom. She has adopted me as her fourth child. But anyways, we met through the Athena group. We met in person in 2019 at Miami Man, and we've been really good friends ever since. And unfortunately, she has struggled with all sorts of really bad bonking.
And sadly, Ashley has witnessed, I think, all of them.
Tell us about the first one.
Ashley, when was that? Was that the one in Des Moines? 21?
Yeah, I think Des Moines was the first one.
So Des Moines 21, there was a big delay on the race. There was a big storm that came in, so we were delayed, 3 hours at least, I believe.
You probably don't even know, but I was there.
Oh, dang, we missed meeting you?
No, I was the DNF official.
Oh, you probably made me turn around somewhere.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they cut the run short, for some people, and I was okay with that. But it was so hot that day. It rained all and stormed all morning, and then it got really hot, and I don't do well in heat. And I know I was losing my nutrition. My hydration was horrible. I think the whole 3 hours off really ruined it, and especially not being in your own home where you would have unlimited food, or I only brought limited snacks or my breakfast, and I ate it at the appropriate time based on the original start time. As soon as I got done eating, we got notification that the race was delayed.
So you literally ran out of fuel.
I did, yeah. And then the heat doesn't help me. So I remember just struggling to finish. I think I saw Ashley, you were going towards the finish line, and I was headed towards my next loop. And we hugged each other or something, and I was drenched. I got already
cold.
And she told me I was cold, and I'm already I'm known to be a very heavy sweat machine.
You were cold in the heat? I just want the people to be clarify that point. You were cold in the heat?
I think she felt that I was cold, even though I didn't feel it, but I think I was just losing so much of my fluids. I went to do the next loop, and they were turning people around. Like I said, I was okay with missing the 3 or 4 miles that I had to turn around. Came back to the finish, and I think I remember just debating, do I go to med? I had never been in the med tent before, so I sat there for a while, and the lady's like, why don't you just go get checked? Why don't you just go get checked? I ended up going in, and my blood pressure was 68 over 88. And I was ready to faint. I didn't know that. So then they put me in a cot. They put a bunch of ice and cold towels on me. And I think I was there at least 90 minutes to an hour, 2 bags of IV before they would let me go.
Wait. You sitting in the med tent with your medal on?
Yes. I wasn't sitting, I was laying there, and I really don't know what was going on. They were very, very respectful because I remember them asking me, is it okay if we lift your shirt up? And I'm like, oh. I just nodded because I think at that point I was just beyond doing anything. And I remember someone
show up 90 minutes ago. Everybody want to hear this story. You're right, Ashley.
I don't like attention.
So you had a matching bra? You had a matching bra on?
I don't know. I tend to wear heather gray colored bras. It's the only thing that fits me and doesn't chafe. So
you in the med tent for 90 minutes. A strange man asks or a woman asks, can they lift up your shirt? And you was like, yeah. And then what happened?
I just remember cold towels and ice on me. And then I hear them talking about, okay, we're going to give her another bag of fluid. So.
Like an IV?
Yeah, I had 2 bags of IV that day. And then I felt better. And then I showed up at transition. I took the last bus to transition. I remember that. And I did not have my phone on me. I don't even know Ashley's number to tell them, like, oh, to call her and let her know. And you were waiting on me in transition, or you were still in transition. I don't know if you were waiting on me. But,
Yeah, I was trying to find where you were, and they wouldn't tell me anything. So I was like, well, she has to come back for her bike.
This race is weird because it has 3 separate locations. The swim start was different, the transition was different, and the finish line was different.
And it was the first year.
And it was the first year, and the
Yes.
storm. And it went from windy, cold, rain to hot. It's like everything all in one day.
Yeah.
So you go home to your family. What you tell your husband? Because my husband Caribbean, I couldn't tell him all that shit that just happened there without me getting my bike pulled. So what you tell your husband?
So my husband's a physician. So, and
let me sip.
Yeah, sip before I go on. Ashley and Jess have met my husband a few times. And he's not from here. He's from Pakistan. And when he talks to me, he really believes I have like a suicide mission.
I'm telling you, I have one of them husbands, so I know exactly this conversation.
So when I tell him what's going on, Vajia, why you do this? Why you kill yourself? Why this? Can't you just do a half marathon and be happy?
Wait, how about, and you pay for this?
Well, I got my money's worth that day. I really did. I was out on the course as long as possible, and I got the med tent and 2 bags of IV. I've never had that happen before. I think I got a bonus that day.
So you survived the night with him. You wake up the next day, back to normal?
Oh, I don't know. I think I drove home that day. He wasn't around. This is like insane. He's in St. Louis. I never take him to races after my first couple ones. It's easier without him.
I understand. I really do understand. Being a foreigner and then my husband's a foreigner too, I 1000% understand. But that's the first time that you went and you had 2 bags of IV with your medal on and almost half naked in the medical tent, and you paid for that. You got your money's worth, and now you went back for a repeat of this? Tell me what happened the second time. Well, Ashley, set us up. Where were you? Because you were somewhere in the picture. You and Jess.
Augusta.
Before she talked, what happened? What's your version of the second time?
So the next time, oh yeah, there was Augusta too. There's multiple times. Yeah, we did Augusta together, and you had all sorts of problems. And then she came back to do a relay at Des Moines half, and was in the med tent yet again. And then the last time was Ironman Arizona, where you got off your bike and I told you that you were not the correct color and that you needed to go to the med tent. She was gray when they pulled her on the bike.
You ran the half marathon that your husband told you to run as a relay, and you still had a problem. You still had a problem?
Yes.
All right.
It was just too hot. I think Des Moines hates me. Florida and Des Moines, they don't like me. I always end up having issues.
In the heat. But now Arizona, you were ashen, you were cold. So Arizona was the cold. What happened in Arizona?
Honestly, I think I had too much sodium. So going back to Augusta, after Des Moines, Ashley and I were both preparing for Ironman Florida that year. So that's why we were together a lot in 21. We set up the same race schedule. So we had Des Moines and then from small races in between. But I think the next one we were together was Augusta. And for Augusta and Ironman Florida, I started using a dietitian, and she had recommended me a very detailed nutrition plan for training and for racing. And you know what happened at Augusta?
Why you just eat Frito chips like Ashley and Jess?
But that is after how many years of figuring it out? Ashley didn't know that in 21 either. I think this is all like epiphanies from last year. We figured out Fritos. I figured out gummy worms, some other stuff. But Augusta, I followed the dietitian's plan and ended up having like the runs, I think like 5 times before a race started. And so already I'm at a loss right there from fluids.
Work with athletes?
I'm sorry?
Did the nutritionist work with athletes?
Yes. It was a recommendation from a tri club. The coach I was working with, she had recommended her. And I gave her very detailed feedback afterwards, and I said, I'm not doing that again. It was so much sugar for me. I don't remember. Ashley was laughing at my bike pack. I don't know how many of those, the blocks and gels, and what else did I have in there? I don't remember, but I still ended up cramping
So
at
much
mile
sugar.
7.
It was so much sugar. I was like, you're going to be diabetic by the time you finish this race. Like, you're going to have such a hard sugar crash.
I could not eat it all.
Had GI issues from too much salt. And so one day I like base salt where I could just a tiny lick, right? But I put some extra spill in making my nutrition bottle.
Oh no.
I could
Ocean water.
I'm riding the bike and I feel like I'm swimming in the ocean because I had put too much salt. And both bottles were the same. Ever since that day now, I always carry one plain and one revved up bottle of something because I had to wait till I get and I skipped the first stop, which is usually 15 miles in. So it wasn't until mile 30 till I get there. And by that time, I was literally felt like I was in the ocean. I had so much salt in my stomach. I was able to finish, but it was wishy-washy the whole time, and I was really afraid. You know, they give saline laxatives, so I was afraid if I moved too fast, I might have to be explaining to doing the back. So I had to really slow down the run by the time I got to the run. So I've kind of had it happen all, but you know, that's the whole fun of it, trying to experiment with some things and figuring out what works for you. Any other extreme circumstances you're willing to share?
Nothing extreme. I think that was where the extreme was. Like the Des Moines was the worst, probably in Augusta, the whole sugar GI distress. Arizona, Ironman Arizona was me taking in, I was recommended by the same dietitian to keep taking those Gator lights. And it's the high sodium Gatorade drink. And I found the packets, and it was literally, you're supposed to mix it into water. Well, in Arizona, I found ready-made Gator light bottles. And me, my stupid dumbass, I took the powder and added it to the Gator light. So I doubled the sodium. And Ashley took a sip and almost gagged, just like you're saying. It was like the ocean. But I'm used to high sodium because I sweat so much and lose so much salt when I race. I did a bike fitness test. You can like take margarita glasses on me and just get the rim covered. I did a sweat test that year, and I lost 4 pounds in the hour. So that's like how extreme my sweat ratio is.
4 pounds?
Yeah.
I love myself, but I can lose 4 pounds in my ass any minute. What did you do? Because I can do that right now. What did you do? You lost 4 pounds.
I was biked. It was just on the bike. I had to get on, and it was a certain workout, and it was annoying because you had to warm up and then take your clothes off, weigh yourself, then put the clothes back on, same clothes, and then do this 1 hour bike ride, and then take it off again and then weigh yourself. So it was like trying to put sweaty clothes on, and
oh wow.
But that was the 4 pounds there. That's why I had so much sodium in my drinks, but that was too much, and that's when I turned gray. So apparently too much sodium makes brown people turn gray. I don't know, but
Yes, because I've swam so much that I swam the black off. I took a pen. I'm like, I'm gray. I have swam the black off of me before.
so how many
and
layers came off before you found gray?
Couple layers came on, and I always call it proof of life. So I always take a picture before in case something happened to me. They could
Right.
And I look at the after, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I went in looking like a Snickers, came out looking like a rice cake.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And then at that time, what was I using? So I drank my bottle of UCAN.
Oh.
Before, and that lasts long. That was better for me for marathon training. But I was doing a long swim, like a 3,000-yard set. Drank my bottle of UCAN before I left the house. And then I was experimenting with I don't like gels, but Hammer.
Yes.
Something called Endurolite, like their kind of hydration kind of thing.
Right.
And I drank that mid-set, thinking that would help. I don't know. It just could have just been a really long swim. I've swum in this pool before. I've done 3,000 sets. I'm just thinking maybe it was the chlorine level. I know. I literally swam the black off, and I was so hungry afterwards. I went to McDonald's. I ordered like 3 things off the dollar menu because all I had was a $5 bill.
Oh.
And I felt like a teenage football boy. And then I had bubble guts the whole rest of the day. It's not a very good thing that I did afterwards, but it satisfied me till I drove back home. But I would never do that again.
Yeah.
And before you left, the young lady said she doesn't want to have a bad training. That sets you up for a terrible race day. Because training is where you're supposed to mess shit up and figure things out.
Right. Yeah.
So sometimes I maybe go too much for trying to figure stuff out, and then I have all of these crazy stories because, I push the thing. I don't know how to incrementally make these small adjustments. So, Jess, you got anything to add to her story? They telling the truth?
You're muted.
I only met her after the first 2, so I only saw
Des Moines.
her finish at Des Moines this past summer.
Yeah.
And yes, I can attest to the white look, the salt.
Wait, you went back to the med tent in Des Moines when you did the race the second time?
And that was just a relay. I just ran.
The same people recognize you?
No, it was different doctors. I wasn't that bad this time because I only ran. But I don't know what it was. I'm just going to blame the heat.
All right, ladies. Well, thank you for sharing your story. I'm not a good editor. It's probably just going to go up the way it is. I'll share the private link with you first and see if you...
I'm okay. I don't think anything horrible was said here, so it's fine. I appreciate you doing this.
Thank you for bringing the crew, and thank you for sharing your story, Jess. I hope that you rock the tutu again this year with the elbow.
All the time. More unicorns, more rainbows, more tutus, makes you go faster.
Amen.
Brings a lot more smiles to the course.
Amen to that. Ashley, feel better? You can tell right now the medicine we're off from. I'm ready to go back to bed.
You feel better too.
All right then. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.